Hey guys, Farm DKS with the Trading Doggy Style Substack newsletter. Just thought we'd have a little bit of fun tonight, recapping the trading day, and in particular the overnight session and the European session, since pretty much all of us in the U.S. woke up, smashing our keyboards at what they had done with our setups and what they seem to do every night. Clearly, a number of you in Europe are subscribing because it's frankly getting kind of ridiculous at this point. But can share a few nuggets as well. So our first setup, our first long setup, was based around 4803, preferring a look below and fail. So we were watching 4800 basically to 4801 half to hold this spot for a look below and fail. And I think probably the first thing to point out is Asia session comes down, and I guess they're just not as crafty, right? So they hold 4803 exactly, and so we were looking for this entire area for bids to come in, and so sure enough we get a nice bid in Asia. A number of you caught a nice 8-point trade, what have you. But you can see there's not really the thrust for continuation. So what does Europe do? They come in, and I mean this is just messed up. I mean, and it's so obvious. They do it all the time. They just completely run the stops from Asia, and clearly intended to do this the entire time, right? So price, you get to look below. I think this is 1.25, so top of the range, and then just straight rips all the way up to the 48.21 spot. So you think, okay, nice trade. We're done for the session. We'll go to lunch and be done for the day. But no, absolutely not. That was not the case. So let's see what they did next. So that brings us to our short setup number one, which is a look above and fail of 48.20 to 21, right? And so sure enough, they ramped it right to 21. They give it a little peak, and then they just dump it the whole entire rest of the session. Now we did get into some earnings, but I mean you can see you knew exactly what they were doing, right? They were heading straight for 48.03. At least we got some bad earnings, and they got us. They made another nice trade. Everybody in Europe is rich right now, so surely they're going to head to the bank, right? They're done trading for the day. But no, absolutely not. No, they're not done with us yet. So let's see what they do next. So then we have our long setup, our second one for a deeper dip, right? So we're watching for this rebid spot, 47.90 to 92.75, right? And so where do we come in? 91.5 on the nuke. And what do they do with it, right? So we're still sleeping, most of us. It's 6:45 Eastern, and very few of us are awake. And they just God bid it all the way to the moon into our open. And we wake up and, I mean, where did we open? I mean, we opened already up here at 48.29, right? So, like, missed the entire move. So we're stuck like, okay, well, I mean, do we chase this now way up here, top of the range? Or, like, do we look to short some obvious strength? It was just ridiculous. So, I mean, they got basically 20 points here. They got, 30 points back down, and then, another 40 points back up in a span of, what time is that? Okay, so this is 2:50 Eastern until 9:45, so 7 hours. And they ripped off a gazillion points using our setups, which was pretty ridiculous. You can see the 21 look above and fail worked. Okay later, the 48.03 look below and fail worked again. I mean, we basically just kind of like chopped after this big sell-off. So we caught the nice short, but that was nowhere near as much fun as clearly the Europeans had all night. So just thought I would enjoy spreading some frustration, and make sure you give your fellow Substack European friends a little bit of grief about that. So you guys have a good night.